This video is sponsored by TigerStream, and your promo code is in the description. Because of their obvious love for censorship, I'm expecting this video to be removed by YouTube. And it's certain that it'll be demonetized because it's an opposing opinion, and in our day and age, we just can't have that. Opposing opinions are viewed as hate speech by those who preach tolerance, although they just can't seem to tolerate dissenting viewpoints. Ironic, isn't it, that the proponents of tolerance are some of the most intolerant people on the planet? Just so everybody's clear on my personal position before I begin this video, I don't give a crap if you're gay or straight. It doesn't matter to me if you're black, white, brown, yellow, whatever. I don't care if you call yourself agender, cisgender, transgender, bigender, gender questioning, or a fence post. You can do and think whatever you want, but I don't have to agree with you. And if people don't agree with you or find certain actions distasteful, perverted, or gross, it's not okay for a person to seek to force another person through legislation or otherwise to see things their way. And if you feel like you have to parade through the streets and display your sexual orientation in public, for example, there's a problem. And you need to realize it and face it. But today, it seems to be all the rage to label people who don't agree with a certain mindset or sexual orientation bigoted and hateful. For example, if you personally find homosexuality disgusting, if you think it's perverted for a grown man to dress and present himself as a girl, if you view that as a mental illness and then make your opinion public, you're labeled homophobic or transphobic. I view a person who thinks they're transgender in the same light that I view a person who thinks they're trans species. This person is not a man. This person is not a woman. This person is not a reptile, and this person is not a cat. It doesn't matter what surgical procedure you get to make your vain imagination come true. No amount of illusion or deception can ever alter the state of facts and truth. And as for phobia, phobia is the irrational fear of something. Now, there are a lot of things we don't like. I don't like liver. I don't like dog crap. That doesn't make me afraid of liver or poop. I'm not liver phobic or fecal phobic. That's ridiculous. When CNN's Reza Aslan ate human brains in front of a CNN camera for his Idiotic Believers show, my opinion is that he did what was disgusting and partook in cannibalism. Does that make me cannibal phobic? Or does it just make me someone who doesn't condone such a practice? Accusing someone of exhibiting an irrational fear of something is a no-no in legitimate debate. It's an ad hominem attack which seeks to discredit the one bringing an opposing argument, and it's used to shut down a legitimate criticism or dissenting opinion. Here's an example. This is Riley Dennis. He's a dude that likes to dress up like a girl and tell everybody he identifies as a woman. My position, which is supported by fact, is that he's not a woman, no matter how much you would like to imagine that he is, or as much as he'd like you to believe that he is. If he feels he's a female, in the world of facts, such feelings hold little weight. Okay, they hold no weight. Anyway, Riley says, the blanket statement, I would never date a trans person, is an assumption based on nothing but hatred of trans people. So according to Riley, if you men wouldn't go out on a date with another man who is dressed and presented himself as a woman, you are transphobic, and your failure to desire to date an obviously mentally ill person is based on nothing but hatred. So hey Riley, this must mean that if there's a gay guy and he makes the blanket statement, I would never date a woman, this is, according to you, an assumption based on nothing but hatred of women. Same with any other person on the planet who has particular sexual preferences. And just to prove Riley means what he wrote, here he makes the same case in a sarcastic manner, correlating, I don't want to date a trans person with, I hate trans people.
Number 5, instead of saying that you hate trans people, just say that you wouldn't date them. It's now not okay to hate someone just because they're trans. That's ridiculous. You know it, I know it, we both know it. So to get around this, just say you would never date a trans person.
The problem with this line of thinking is that if you don't buy into everything these people say, if you don't go along with their flamboyant and decadent parades, you have a phobia based solely on the hatred of people. It couldn't be that it just disgusts you or seems mentally unstable. This is utter nonsense and an ad hominem attack which seeks to sidestep the truth of the matter and discredit and silence dissenting voices. See, my thing is that as long as you aren't hurting people, defrauding them, or taking their stuff, live your own life. Stop worrying about others disagreeing with you or the way that you live. I personally view these people flaunting themselves in the streets as garbage, and I don't want it shoved down my throat or force-fed to impressionable kids. And I definitely don't think that one group of people, in this case trans and gays, should be viewed as being a special protected class getting special attention and special treatment. That's actually part of the definition of discrimination. I thought we were all equal. Seems like the standards of morality and normalcy are being thrown out the window faster than a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. And the ones yelling tolerance and discrimination are the most intolerant and discriminatory people on the planet. So here's the point of my video. No doubt you've noticed that YouTube had a gay flag banner in the upper left-hand corner of their site that ran for several days. And if you want to be technical and use their own words, it was pretty Caucasian and negrophobic because it excluded the colors white, brown, and black. What's up with that, YouTube? Why you be hating on white, black, and brown folk? So this banner is a YouTube spotlight for hashtag #ProudToBe, which when you click it, takes you to YouTube's Proud to Be propaganda page. And that's all it is, propaganda. On this page, you'll find the glorification of trans, gay, and lesbian lifestyles, but nothing about pro-white or black heterosexual monogamous relationships. How exclusive of them! Looks like there may be a little favoritism going on here. And what is it with this proud business? How can you be proud to be gay or trans when you say that you were born that way? It makes about as much sense as me saying that I'm proud I have nose hair or I'm proud I sneeze with my eyes closed. The word pride has meaning, a legitimate meaning. Pride means feeling deep pleasure or satisfaction as the result of one's own achievements, qualities, or possessions. Basically, it's something that you can legitimately take credit for. How can you have deep feelings of satisfaction for something you had nothing to do with? Black pride, white pride, gay pride, this is all nonsense. People who are seen as proud of things they can't control or had nothing to do with is usually seen in a bad light. The person is viewed as being dim-witted or disingenuous to take pride in something in which he expended no time or energy to bring about. Like someone who exhibits an excessively high opinion of themselves. Like that Christian Burns guy from the last video. Even those who incessantly brag about things they actually had something to do with aren't the type of people the general population really wants to hang around with. Who the hell wants to spend time with somebody that's always bragging about how much they've accomplished or how much wealth they've accumulated? These are the kinds of people that others usually talk about to other people when they're not around. And it's always in a bad light. Why don't you ever see YouTube promoting hashtag proud to be a heterosexual male? Why don't we have heterosexual Pride Day? Because that would be absolutely stupid. Just as stupid as gay Pride Day. But people argue, it's because these are oppressed minorities, making their voices heard. Good for them for letting the world know they're there. Let me tell you something. If white heterosexual males were the minority in the land, and from what we've seen, leftist lunatics are trying to feverishly bring that about, I would not feel the need to make a banner, march through the streets, and proclaim with my megaphone, "White heterosexual power! Hey, hey, ho, ho! Heterosex is the way to go! Hey, hey, ho, ho!" Now, a couple things about this YouTube video. Just like when MTV tried to pull the 2017 New Year's resolution for white guys, where they proved beyond all doubt that they hate white males, the dislike versus like ratio on this video gives a strong indicator that the general public, YouTube's own audience mind you, is sick to death of Google pushing their lopsided agenda. With over 4.2 million views as of the recording of this video, the amount of dislikes over likes is more than noteworthy. And consider this, YouTube, when you spotlight videos like Proud to Be, you're actually endorsing a lifestyle that has a 40% higher suicide rate among trans people than the general population. Those who champion the cause of transgender say the suicide rate is higher because of massive discrimination. For example, Think Progress blames the high suicide rate on rejection, discrimination, violence, harassment, and the negative life circumstances that result from such treatment. But according to many studies, the discrimination theory of suicide doesn't hold up when compared to other minority groups who also suffer disproportionate, real and perceived amounts of bigotry and negative discrimination. So what this means, YouTube, is that you're pushing an agenda that will lead to the deaths of many, many people if they start buying into your incessant propaganda. As for the video, here are some clips. This guy says,
I can't live my life straight because you're straight. I can't. I just gotta live my life for me and do it for me because this is my life.
And that's what we're talking about. Go ahead and live your life. Doesn't matter what anybody else says. Just keep us out of it. Don't parade in the streets and expect everybody to go along with the path you chose.
I've done things that aren't natural to me to please other people.
Oh my God. What the hell is this? All you dyed-in-the-wool liberal lunatics, look at this dude and tell me honestly that you would call this creep and ask him to babysit your kids for the weekend. Hey baby, my name is Kanisha. I look after your kids. I look after them real good, honey.
I was told to wipe off my makeup and be a boy. What they should have told me was to be myself.
Sure, be yourself. But what they should have told you is do what you want. But facts will always trump your pansy-ass little feelings. Now, if you want to resist facts your whole life, better be willing to man up and face the consequences of your actions. And whatever choice you make, don't seek special treatment and attention just because people criticize you. In fact, they should have told you that life is tough, people can be mean, and you're gonna have to deal with the choices you make. Keep your makeup on if you want to, but don't be surprised if people freely express their feelings about how you decide to present yourself.
If other people aren't comfortable, that is not your problem. That is their problem.
Exactly. Be who you want to be. If people aren't comfortable with that, that's not your problem. So stop trying to make it your problem by seeking legislation that does stupid crap like fine people for not using the proper gender pronouns. Why are you trying to get everybody to see you as normal? You're not. You're a dude who's trying to convince us that you're a girl. A lot of people out there aren't interested in living your lie. Just go live your own lie and shut up about it. I'm not out in the streets with my girlfriend practically having sex with her in front of thousands of people acting out my fantasies with her. What makes you people think anybody wants to see your junk displayed in the streets?
LGBTQ plus people are strong and resilient. We're not gonna go away.
People who are strong and resilient don't spend their lives trying to convince people that they're strong and resilient. They just live their lives in strength and resilience. And for a bunch of people who claim to be strong and resilient, a lot of you seem to die early deaths from diseases or suicide. It doesn't sound very strong and resilient to me. And a ton of you guys look emaciated.
We're not gonna give up.
What in the hell is this? By not changing who you are changing the world. Now, in YouTube's mind, that's only if you're LGBTQ MICKEYMOUSE. But if you're anything other than that, for example, if you don't change who you are, in other words, you find all lunatic agendas distasteful or disgusting, well, you're not changing the world. You're creating the problem they claim to be fighting against. Here's the bottom line. Be who you want to be. Do what makes you happy. But apparently, there aren't too many of you happy with the lifestyle you chose, since 40% of you end up ending your lives prematurely as you parade your lifestyle. I'm going to end this with this comment on YouTube's Proud to Be video from someone who claims to be trans, because it pretty much summarizes what I'm trying to say here. YouTube, I'm trans, but I'm not proud of it because it's not something I work towards. I'm proud of the bedroom I just painted, trimmed, and wired. I'm proud of the mini Neo Geo I restored from a completely broken state. I'm proud for my ability to stand up against bullying and harassment and repeated attempts by the people you celebrate to defame me and my friends, but I'm not proud simply for being trans. What I am, however, is insulted that you would set the bar so low for me and other LGBT people. Screw off with this patronizing garbage and stop pretending that gay, bi, and trans people are anything more or less than just people. Leave your comments for the world to see in the description below. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe and notification button and you'll be alerted when I upload new content. YouTube demonetizes my videos, so I'm fan funded. If you want to support the work I do here, there's a PayPal and Patreon link below. Today's featured shirt of the day is McDeath's. Eat fast, die young. I can't tell you how many great conversations and cool people I've met because of this shirt. It definitely gets a bunch of double takes. I'll see you guys in the next video.